Why do you want to be the sexy teacher? I've been a teacher. They don't pay attention to the curriculum. I damn sure don't want them paying attention to me. Wearing a bodycon dress or a bodycon skirt is bananas. I used to wear bodycon dresses because at my heaviest, I'm 135 pounds. So I'm going to put me on a bodycon dress and a push-up bra to give me a little bit of something. So if you're wearing that to work, you are seeking attention, and that's nasty. The strappy sandal shoe is inappropriate for any workspace, especially at a school. That's weird behavior. What really got me was taking the photo shoot in front of the school bus with that Chanel bag. And this is not about policing women's bodies. This is about what's professional and what's appropriate for your population. Not only do I blame your mentality, I blame BBL culture. I blame fast fashion. Can't wear everything everywhere, but she's going to run into an issue. She thinks it's cute. She thinks it's funny. She wants to go viral. It's not cute and it's not funny. You're going viral for the wrong reasons. But any publicity is good publicity, right? Why do you want to be the sexy teacher? I've been a teacher. They don't pay attention to the curriculum. I damn sure don't want them paying attention to me. Wearing a bodycon dress or a bodycon skirt is bananas. I used to wear bodycon dresses because at my heaviest, I'm 135 pounds. So I'm going to put me on a bodycon dress and a push-up bra to give me a little bit of something. So if you're wearing that to work, you are seeking attention, and that's nasty. The strappy sandal shoe is inappropriate for any workspace, especially at a school. That's weird behavior. What really got me was taking the photo shoot in front of the school bus with that Chanel bag. And this is not about policing women's bodies. This is about what's professional and what's appropriate for your population. Not only do I blame your mentality, I blame BBL culture. I blame fast fashion. Can't wear everything everywhere, but she's going to run into an issue. She thinks it's cute. She thinks it's funny. She wants to go viral. It's not cute and it's not funny. You're going viral for the wrong reasons. But any publicity is good publicity, right?
I feel like these days etiquette is somewhat of a lost art. Like, people need to learn etiquette. And that is what I'm seeing with all these teacher bays and the one teacher bay that made it a thing, because I seen all of these women dressed up to go to school. They're the teachers, and it's like, yeah, nah, this ain't it. This is not it. I'm sorry, this is not it. And it's not body shaming. It's not like if she's wearing slacks and you can visibly see she has a shape, is she supposed to be punished for that? It's none of that. Y'all are literally not dressing appropriately for your position, especially for you to be around students. And especially students, girls and the boys of a certain age. Like, what is we doing? What is y'all doing? I don't know, because it's like back when I was in high school, even when I was in college, I could have swore like we had like classes, or there was something to tell you what attire, what like business casual. What's business casual? We learned about that. Like, you learn about what attire is appropriate based on the field of work in which you are in. But that ain't it. That ain't like the girl with the skirt and it was sheer at the bottom, and then you got on like not even a kitten heel, not even a slide, not even some slip-ons, a kitten heel, a clog, a platform heel. You had on a stiletto heel pump going down to the school to teach the kids. That's out of pocket to me. Like, that, the kids are going to be more distracted and more worried about you. Some of y'all want the attention from kids, and that's concerning. And I feel like it's because somewhat they are the kids. They are also still like these young adults that are now cropping up as teachers. And it's giving very weird and very crossing the line. Students should be there to learn and to be focusing on the lesson, not focused on you and your outfit. And you know what really ruined it? Baddie culture. Baddie culture ruined it. And truth be told, I think social media, trying to go viral, TikTok, all of that stuff ruined it. Social media culture ruined it, and baddie culture ruined it. Those two things. Because now you're doing it for clicks and views at the same time, and not just about going to your job to do your job. But yeah, I don't like it. So I agree. Anyone who's saying that that shit is inappropriate, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. It has nothing to do with penalizing somebody that has a body, because a lot of them was toothpicks, okay? It has nothing to do with that, and has everything to do with needing to learn how to dress appropriately for the place you are employed at.
So there's this video going around of a teacher in a bodycon dress and some heels at school, and people are saying it's inappropriate because it is. But I think people are trying to say that people are saying it's inappropriate because of her body, which is not the case. Now, as somebody with a curvy body, I do understand that people who are curvier tend to be over-sexualized for just like wearing regular clothes. But in this case, it wasn't about her body. It was 1000% about what she was wearing. Because as somebody who is in education and as somebody whose body is T, I know how to dress appropriately whenever I know that I'm going to be like teaching kids for the day, or I'm gonna be in a classroom. And you know, because I got a big butt, huge titties, I know I gotta cover up more than most. And that's just the way of life. And, you know, I'm gonna give y'all an example of something I wore for teaching an art camp last summer. I think I was working with 5 to 6 year olds whenever I wore this outfit. But here's the fit. As you can see, you can still see my shape, my figure. As you can see, I'm wearing a skirt. But the difference is the skirt isn't bodycon. Even though you can see my shape, I'm wearing a long cardigan that covers my butt. I'm wearing a shirt that covers my titties. So if I bend over, there's gonna be no cleavage. It's a full coverage outfit. And you can still tell my body is T, but it's appropriate. It's appropriate for an education setting. And here's another one, shirt to the top, pants, shoes, and you can still tell the body's T, but it's modest T. Oh yeah, I ate with that one. And even though I can kind of see where people are coming from whenever they say that people are just policing her body, no, she was dressing appropriately. She was dressing appropriately, like point blank.
Any of you bitches defending somebody like a teacher, bae? And not even just her, any woman dressing like that in them tight ass clothes around children, you a pedophile. That's that. Or Shelly, and you're a loser. That's what. Stop always saying, oh, we can't help if our bodies is like that. We can't help. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. You wear the proper attire. You don't have no professionalism about yourself. Why the fuck is you trying to be an office siren around kids? You do not have to wear no tight ass clothes or tight ass material. We all know what a bodycon dress is for. A bodycon, anything, that stretchy ass material to accentuate your curves and everything else. You wear that shit to the club. You can also wear a pencil skirt that don't hug everything like that. But of course not, you wanted everybody to see. Anybody disagreeing, you're a lying ass whore. Because if it was a male teacher with some tight ass pants all the time and you could see a bulge, it would be a problem. But why? Why? He can't help it if he like that. He can't help it. Yes, he can, and y'all know that. These people who get in the positions when they 21, maybe older, and they get in them positions at them schools just so they can be like, ha ha ha, around them little boys. That's my little boyfriend. Ah, he just, yeah, that's what they do, and they some losers. And no. So you would want your son around her being groomed? You can fantasize. He could like his teacher, but she ain't got to give him something to like on purpose. But y'all don't understand that. I guess y'all just, dumbass hoes.
The fact that we have people who are arguing up and down, right, for their right to show off their body in front of children is quite frankly a little disgusting. Don't get me wrong, I understand that there is an over-policing of women's bodies, right? I tend to pay attention a lot to certain things, especially when it involves women, because I'm raising 2 of them myself, right? I have 2 daughters, okay? So I pay attention to what's going on and what's being said and what's happening around them, because I need to know and understand how I need to raise my children and how I must prepare them for a world that is gearing up for them. So as a man, I do tend to stay out of certain conversations because, again, I'm a guy. I still tend to stay like in the back and just listen like a fly on the wall because I'm a father at the end of the day. And as a father, some conversations I need to really hone in and pay attention to, and others I really need to hone in and like say my piece. So understand, when I say what I'm about to say, I'm not saying it right from any type of viewpoint that wants to speak down on women. And I am specifically not trying to police women and their bodies, but I am trying to at least see if we can establish some type of standard. Because I kid you not, the amount of women, right? I want to say people to keep it, like copacetic and like, gender neutral, but I gotta call a spade a spade. The amount of women who are on here literally fighting for their life to make it, to normalize, right? Showing off your body, wearing clothing that accentuates and reveals your body while there's children present is baffling to me. It's kind of disgusting. And I know there are going to be an amount of people that will say, well, you shouldn't, sexualize women's bodies. Y'all do know we teach children about the no-no squares, right? Like, we teach children at a very young age. There's a video, right, on Facebook, TikTok of a kindergarten teacher, or maybe even preschool, but it's a lower grade school teacher literally singing the song, telling people, hey, don't touch my no-no square. If you touch my no-no square, I will tell my mother, my father, my teacher. Like, we're teaching kids that there are certain parts of their bodies that shouldn't be, one, shown to just anybody, and two, they shouldn't be touched or felt upon. So bodies in general are already sexualized. You know what? That's not even the point of the conversation. We are simply saying, hey, we don't mind that you want to wear a certain type of clothing. Maybe choose better places to wear a certain type of clothing. If a man were to go to a children's water park or a family children-centered water park in a Speedo, he would get arrested for indecent exposure. If y'all saw an influx of men just wearing Speedos around children and family-centered functions, y'all would be calling for these men to be put on the list. Regardless of his ethnicity, regardless of his orientation, if you see a man wearing revealing clothing, right, things that accentuate everything about him and really puts emphasis on very no square type places, he would be put on a list. You would be in an uproar, no matter the orientation, no matter his ethnicity. So why is it when we have the conversation of ladies dressing in school or ladies dressing in family-centered functions and spaces, why is it that there is such pushback? Y'all will even go as far as to research, right, proof that showing off your bodies, right, is not harmful to children. You're literally researching reasons or why you should be allowed to show off your body to children. You are sitting here typing in the comments, making video after video, arguing that you and other women should be allowed to show off your body to children. Now, mind you, I know there is an assortment of women, a percentage that no matter what they wear, right, they will always fill it out, right? I know that for a fact. However, in spite of that, I know that there are clothes, right, that have that thought in mind, that are still not as revealing or not even as explicitly accentuating, right, as anything else. Like, I know you have some. Want to know how I know? It's because literally every store is full of women's section clothing, while men literally have a corner, if that. A lot of y'all literally can pick any type of clothing you want, literally anything. Like, most stores have all of the styles that any women would want, yet somehow there's a percentage of you that will sit here and argue down that you should be allowed to wear sexy wear, specifically where children are frequenting. And I will never understand that. You are either dumb, just straight up dumb, or you're a predator. And if not those two, you're probably just simply a loser. A loser who needs attention, who needs validation, and can only seem to get it from young kids and or their parents. And listen, let me be very clear. I don't care that y'all want to wear whatever you want to wear. It's your body. It's your life. I ain't got no heaven or hell to put you in. What you wear is between you and the Lord or whoever y'all want to believe in. Over here we believe in Jesus, but regardless, what you wear any other day in your free time is completely on y'all. I'm just saying though, most of us are just saying that when it comes to being around kids, maybe let's not show all of that. Maybe let's try to keep it professional or just simply casual, or not go to these places that have a bunch of children running around. Like honestly, I would love for my wife to wear like some good sexy clothing. I would love that. However, she dresses more modestly because, like I said in the beginning of my video, we have children. We have 2 daughters. I understand why she doesn't dress so revealing, because she wants to set a standard for our young girls. She wants them to know that, hey, there are places where people honestly don't really need to see all your goodies. To set a standard of you can look good and put together and not be shown in a revealing manner. At this point, I'm convinced that anyone who would sit here and argue, right, that women should just be able to wear the thong bikinis in children's water parks, or that they should be able to wear the bodycon dresses while they're teaching, I'm convinced that people who will argue like folk down about that, like it's just an ego trip. It's ego. Like, you're egotistical and you just want an ego boost. You wearing your revealing clothing, right? You wearing your bodycon, your bikini thongs, like that contributes nothing to society. All it does is stroke your own ego. I'm not saying it's a problem. What is a problem though is the need or the desire to have said ego stroked while children are present. It's weird.
And again, I'm not saying hide your body, but you can't just ignore the fact that how you dress around kids matters. This ain't about shaming anybody, but it's about setting boundaries. Let's just be real. These kids are there for education, not for a fashion show. If you gotta wear something that shows it all, throw on a cardigan, sis, and keep it professional. Just saying.
Biggest problem with this conversation is that a lot of y'all think fully covered means appropriate, which it does not. Problem is not with her body, it's with the skirt specifically. The shirt, fine. The shoes, not really fine. You gotta be on your feet for like 8 hours of the day and you gotta like watch kids and shit. Not really appropriate for a teaching setting. The skirt is a tight-fitting, thin material, which is not appropriate for a classroom setting. And I'm about to give y'all some examples so you know what I'm talking about. Here we have somebody wearing a Skims bodycon dress. Long sleeves, dress to the floor, fully covered. Could you wear this as a teacher? No, the hell you cannot. It is a tight-fitting, thin material. You can like literally see her body outline under this dress. And she looks good. She looks really good. But this isn't something you would wear as a teacher. Opposed to this. This is a really good fit to wear as a teacher. It is a thick material. It is a thick pencil skirt. And her body tee. Her body is tee. You can tell this is not an inappropriate fit, and her body being tee does not make this fit inappropriate. Thick material. Good shoes, really good shoe. Good shirt, good blouse, cute hair, all of it matches. This is a teacher appropriate fit, and she is wearing a pencil skirt, and you can still see her body. It's not inappropriate because you're looking at her body. Main problem was just the material, y'all. It was literally just the material. Also, she has a BBL, so I don't know if that adds some nuance to the conversation. I feel like it does, but I don't really want to say anything.
As somebody who was actually molested by their female teacher in high school, y'all protecting and capping for this teacher bae, shorty, the one in the bodycon dress, y'all are pedophiles. And she's weird too. Please understand, this is how women predators who are going after those high school age, those post-pubescent boys, this is how they do it. And because they're women, we try to pretend like they aren't predators. So when they do weird shit like wear stuff like that, or wear your child's fucking jersey to the school football game, your mind just goes, oh no, it's just a jersey. And then you go, wait, why does she got my child's number on? And if you know your child is intelligent, you know your child, be wary of the teachers that always try to push that this child just needs some more tutoring with them specifically. Another way they get around that is by putting it in the IEPs. That, oh, well, they'll need extra time for tests. They need a isolated environment for tests. That's how my teacher got me. She had it put in my IEP that needed an isolated environment for test taking. And then she would come inside the small room and jack me off while I'm taking tests. And like, bro, before y'all get to going like, yo, he tripping, it gets deeper. After I told what happened and I'm removed from the school, at my next school, I start doing so well that they get to check in my records and figure out that she's just been straight up lying about my grades. She would write down bad grades in order to get the IEP in order to get me alone to do that. I graduated valedictorian in my class. I ended up graduating early. So the IEP wasn't something I needed. It was something that she had used, not only with me, with several other boys, to be able to molest boys. And the school knew. Like, I told the principal, they were both AKAs. The woman who did it and the principal. And fuck it, let's put a name on it. Let's put a motherfucking name on it. Danielle Roberts. And when I told the principal, she protected her. So all I'm going to say is, yes, these women be weirdos. Yes, it be on a systemic level. And please protect your babies.
Y'all seem to be very upset about the post that I made. I'm confused. I have a large amount of people telling me that I'm jealous and I sound like a hater. Okay, first off, I'm talking about high schoolers, middle schoolers. I'm a 24-year-old woman. If I am jealous of those people, maybe my priority shouldn't be posting on TikTok. Maybe I should go be institutionalized, because that's weird. I'm not a weirdo. That's A, number one. B, number two, why is that the first thing? Anytime somebody that say something that offends y'all, that's y'all go-to catchphrase. You're a hater, you're jealous. Once again, missing the point. It's not about I'm mad that I couldn't wear that 6 years ago when I was in high school, because, baby, even if they did allow it, I wouldn't wear that. It's the principle of who's letting y'all walk out the house like this.
Now, there's people in the comment section when I called them teachers or Shelleys when you want to dress in tight clothes in front of these children. You want to be August Siren in front of fucking children. And I'm jealous. And I'm hating. You don't got the body. Y'all, they saying y'all don't got the body. That's why y'all hating. Y'all don't look, what? Come on. Because ain't none of y'all saying I'm ugly. I don't show my whole body most of the time. You can go look, but I can, come on. Y'all, I ain't bad. I ain't bad looking. I ain't even trying to show I ain't bad. But I wouldn't wear this type of shit in front of no fucking kids at no school all day. And this is a bodycon dress I got going on. Well, because, what? We don't got BBLs? What are we jealous of? What's the hate? I'm trying to, what we hating now? What is there to be jealous of? We can wear makeup, we can get our hair done, we can get our asses done, and I'm still not gonna wear no shit like that around no motherfucking kids. That shit is predator grooming behavior.
Now, we tore that male teacher who had his female students braiding his hair in class the fuck up, all right? Tore him up. But now that we're saying that maybe you shouldn't wear a bodycon dress to your teaching job, oh, now we need to let the teachers be. Oh, now we can't have opinions on the teachers no more. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the teachers. I was just up here cussing y'all out about them school supplies. I couldn't believe that y'all didn't want to buy them teacher school supplies. But unfortunately, there is bad in every group. Having your underage female students braid your hair as a male teacher, weird. Wearing bodycon dresses and posing in front of the buses like they're club backdrops and calling yourself Teacher Bae, weird. Like, I do think it's okay just to admit at times that some things are weird. Like, and this happens with men and women. Like, anytime a singular man or a singular woman is being criticized, it's like women and men take it as a hit on all women or a hit on all men. No, we are criticizing this one situation because it's inappropriate. And if you do not participate in this same behavior, then no one's talking about you. And honestly, we have these conversations about the influx of young girls that we're seeing in high school who come up here and make videos talking about, oh, I don't understand why I got dress coded at school. And then they back up and show the camera the outfit, and they're wearing a skirt that even when they're standing up straight, the bottom of their cheeks are hanging out. Or they're wearing a top that only fits like a bra, like it just covers their boobs and nothing else. And like, honestly, aside from the fact that teen spaces and preteen spaces damn near no longer exist, and kids really don't have any place to go that is not like thoroughly infiltrated by adults. But I feel as though we're seeing this influx of young girls specifically who feel the need to try to present themselves as more mature in like middle school and high school because they are in a roundabout way feeling as though they are in competition with their teachers. They're feeling as though they have to compete with their teachers for the attention of the young male students. And I feel like we have all had a situation like this in school at one point or another, because this situation has reminded me of a language arts teacher that I used to have. And I always thought that she was kind of inappropriate with the boys in school. She was just very giggly, very flirty. She always let them sit up by her desk, but not in a like, you're in trouble sort of way, like a you can come sit up here with me and do your work sort of way. And I remember there was this one boy who I always thought that she had like a special interest in, like even back then when I was in school. And he would always sit up at her desk and she would always give him hugs. And he would always like go in her classroom, even when he was supposed to be in another classroom for a different period. And years later, I found him on Facebook. And he had posted about how he had a teacher in middle school who always let him sit up at her desk. And whenever he would sit up at her desk, she would let him go through her phone and play games on her phone and stuff like that. And she would sit there and watch him go through like her photo albums. And she would have nude photos in her photo albums. And she would see them in her phone. And she wouldn't say anything about it. And he went on to say that there were times where she would give him a hug and he would put his hand like on her butt and she wouldn't say anything. She wouldn't move it or anything. Like, I say that to say that we have to come to a realization that women are capable of being predators. And you can be a liberated woman who is free to live her life as she pleases and to be who she wants to be, while also simultaneously recognizing that there is a time and a place for certain things. And Monday through Friday, while you're teaching that middle school or high school class, is not the time nor place for a bodycon dress. And I think about it now, that dude went on to like start doing like adult content, and he's like hypersexual. I mean, it was disturbing. I ended up having to unfriend him on Facebook, the stuff he would post. And I genuinely wonder if that situation contributed to his hypersexuality. It's actually really sad if you think about it.
I'm about to yap about something I seen get popular on the internet. That teacher is dressing completely inappropriate for school. And I understand that black women have natural curves and all that fun stuff. Cover up. No excuses. You are here wearing club clothing to school. Why did I see you in a white, like a skin-tight white dress with a see-through fishnet? Are you serious? That is completely inappropriate. If a student can't wear it, neither can you. That should be the main rule. Anything skin tight should automatically be covered up with a cardigan. Now I'm gonna yap about the people that are defending her in her comment section. They be like, well, maybe you could just teach your boys to not look at women that way. My brother in Christ, she's teaching prepubescent boys. They are hormonal. No amount of parenting nor correcting is gonna fix the issue. You know what she can do? Make the conscious decision to cover up. She is the adult in this situation. We should be blaming her. Open-toed heels, skin-tight dresses? Absolutely not. If you don't pull up in a t-shirt, some jeans, and a goddamn cardigan, bro, keep it classy and elegant. Not, let's go to the club after work.
All right, so we got to be realistic about the whole teacher-based situation. Yes, I understand being a woman of color and being more curvy, that everything may fit you a lot different than other people, but still, it's about professionalism and what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. Me being a teacher myself, I know. Like, there are certain things that I wear that might not be appropriate for work versus certain things that someone else can wear and it fits them different. I stand almost at 6 foot. So some dresses on me look like tunics. So that means it doesn't get worn at school. I work at a school that's from K to 8th. And those teenagers, they are looking. They are very aware. I even seen some posts that said, oh, they don't know unless you put attention to it. BS. As a mother of a teenager, she will tell you, because she has a young mother who is deemed attractive, some of her friends have said inappropriate things about me. So what makes you think that they're not saying that about the teachers, especially when it came to that skirt. It was not a pencil skirt. It was a bodycon skirt that's designed to hug your body, even if her intentions aren't to try to seduce kids, which is sick. The whole thing is there is a thing called professionalism that we all need to think about, because these kids are watching, and it's gross because you do have a certain little genre of women who they peaked in high school, and they get and they love that praise that they get from young boys and even young girls who adore them, even when it comes down to the guy who had the kids playing in his hair. Like, we have to remember, we are educators. We have to be professional, and we have to set a good example. And it wasn't a good example. I'm sorry, it wasn't. And there's a lot of people who are trying to say, oh, we're body shaming or we're doing this and that. No, we work with children, people. Remember that. Children.
When you are shapely and you know when you put that thing on, the thing thanks. And it thanks in all the right places. So Teacher Bay and what is appropriate work attire is back in the conversation again. And I just want to say, it's really disingenuous for women to try to pretend that they don't understand what people are saying when they are commenting on particular outfits, like bodycon dresses being worn at school for kids of any age. You know what your body looks like, and you know how certain things fit you. As a member of the shapely community, I empathize. And those outfits that have been popping up are inappropriate in any professional setting. But in front of children, they're particularly inappropriate. And I think that you can be cute and look good and feel good about yourself. But there are certain items of clothing that are just not appropriate. They're not appropriate for the little boys, or, you know, all of them are little to me, but the little boys who are surging with hormones and they are getting visually excited and distracted by your clothing. And they're not appropriate for little girls who may be having the same issue, or they are, you know, figuring out their bodies. They're coming into their bodies and they're seeing what's appropriate and how you dress, and they're wanting to emulate you. So I just think that should have a conversation. It's a fine line, but don't be disingenuous. Bodycon should not be worn to any office, but it really should not be worn by anybody teaching children. And I don't care what age the children are.
And y'all out y'all motherfucking mind defending Teacher Bay. Like, be so fucking for real. Like, to defend that is insane. Okay, and with I'm not liking, like, y'all act like somebody can't talk on it because they jealous of her body. This is coming from somebody whose body is tea. And I mean tea. Homegrown. Potatoes and grits, bitch. You feel me? And I know, with the body I have, I would never dress like that amongst no fucking children. Like, who you really trying to impress? You're a fucking teacher. Then we got the whole world saying it's okay, she can't hide her body. Bullshit.
Teacher Bay, so who are you being sexy for? These kids that you're teaching? What is going on, girl? Are you dressed for the club? Because that's what I'm seeing. Shaking your ass and shit. What the hell is going on? I wouldn't dare want my kids around your ass, okay? Not at all.
She's so pretty.
Listen, gorgeous. She's gorgeous. Body tea. Listen, body tea. And I absolutely will not be judging her outfit because, as you can see, I've worn something similar to work. What I will say, though, is I'm less concerned about what she's wearing to work and more concerned about the boundaries that she's setting with her students. And I will give you all an example. I teach at a K through 8 school. I teach second grade, but there are 13 and 14-year-old children in our building. One day I wore an outfit that accentuated my curves. Full stop. One of the 8th grade boys came up to me and was like, Mrs. Harris, you really wearing that outfit. I said, I am old enough to be your grandmother, first of all. And second of all, you do not talk to teachers like that. I'm an adult. I am a teacher. It doesn't matter what I'm wearing. There's a certain level of respect that you need to have for people. Anyone. His classmates, I explained to him that goes for his classmates as well. So I'm less concerned about what she has on, because there was a white teacher at a school here in my city that dressed like a bum, and she was a sexual predator. Okay, so I'm less concerned about what she has on and more concerned about the boundaries she's setting. Okay, bye.
So I don't know if everybody been seeing Teacher Bay go by. She's a black woman. She's thick, and she have a white shirt on and a pencil skirt. The pencil skirt go down past her kneecaps, but they're stating the fact that she's too thick. So that's probably, they're saying that. So I'm going to put two pictures next to each other, and they're basically just saying her fabric. But like at the end of the day, you cannot help her thickness. Now, I have no issue about what she's wearing, because at the end of the day, if it was the same outfit with someone with no booty, it wouldn't have been no booty or body. She could wear the same exact outfit with that same fabric dress, and it would not have been an issue. I think the issue at hand is the shoes. It's not the skirt. It's not the outfit. Her body's going to show. Like, the dress, whoever had the skirt on, if they got body, it's going to show. Pencil skirt, no pencil skirt. Her body's going to show. It is the shoes, the scrapper shoes, with her toes out.
Now, I know this woman here is dress appropriate, but the name I have an issue with is Teacher Bay. It seems to be a trend on TikTok with a bunch of teachers with the name Teacher Bay. And I'm like, what's the point of the name? She has hashtag Teacher Bay. Look how she's dressed. That's not appropriate for school. It really isn't. I don't know what kind of students that she is teaching in that class. This is problematic. You are not going to the club. So why would you need attire like that? The lady that is trending that they're speaking about, she's not the only one. Now, I'm not sure if this is just a clip of somebody video or she's an actual teacher. I hope not. But this is a teacher, that girl Peachy. You know, this outfit is appropriate because it's just jeans or whatever. But I would even argue the open-toed shoes is inappropriate because students are not allowed to wear open-toed shoes at school. So I feel like what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You shouldn't have open-toed shoes if your students can't wear them. Then look, she got tattoos on her feet, up and down her legs. It's not professional. It's not professional. Now, the other outfit by the bus, that's appropriate, but she's clapping back by posting her classroom and saying how great she is, trying to beat the heat with everything. But it's like, of course she's not going to address it head on, which already lets me know what type of person she is mentally anyway. Oh, I'll do what I want. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, y'all can have that woman in y'all classroom if y'all want to. Obviously, her admin supports her, but you got to tone it down because you guys will dress like this and act like people aren't supposed to look or be curious or even, it just gets weird. And I don't think it's necessary for her to be doing all of this stuff. Now, this is her personal TikTok. So she posted all this stuff. Now she gonna get on TikTok because she went viral, because everybody want to be in the limelight. Everybody want to go on viral. Even with this dress. Why do you need this dress here? Why do you need to wear that? I don't understand it. So now that she's viral, she's on TikTok. But I mean, you can tell by what Miss Thing wears off the clock versus what she wears on the clock, what type of time she on. I mean, perception is everything. And when everybody talking about the skirt below the knees, the skirt above the knees right here, like, come on now, can we not? I don't get it. I don't understand. Yeah. I don't know why we gotta feel like it's a fashion show to go do our jobs. Look at the slit up. It's just not appropriate to me. That's just my opinion on it.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about this teacher bae bull crap as a whole. I mean, it's not just her. Everybody is trying to make teacher bae a trend, and teacher and bae should not be in the same sentence. It just really shouldn't, in my opinion. Not that damn close. So she's on TikTok. That's her hashtag, that girl Peach. I know some of you men would want to look at her, but this is what she looked like off the clock. That's her. So it lets you know what type of time and energy she got on based off of what she got on. I mean, you feel the vibes, you hear the energy. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. I'm out.
We in a no hyena zone.
Anti-hyena zone.